Let's start with Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Let's do some Radha Jap. Radha, Shri Radha, Radha, Shri Radha, Radha, Shri Radha. We are reading Bhagwat Geeta as it is by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. We are in chapter 7, text 9. I am the original fragrance of the earth, and I am the heat in fire. I am the life of all that lives, and I am the penances of all ascetics. Yes, let's read the purport. Punya means that which is not decomposed. Punya is original. Yes. Everything in the material world has a certain flavor or fragrance, as the flavor and fragrance in a flower, or in the earth, in water, in fire, in air, etc. The uncontaminated flavor, the original flavor, which permeates everything, is Krishna. Similarly, everything has a particular original taste, and this taste can be changed by the mixture of chemicals. So everything original has some smell, some fragrance, and some taste. Vibhavashu means fire. Without fire, we cannot run factories, we cannot cook, etc. And that fire is Krishna. The heat in the fire is Krishna. According to Vedic medicine, indigestion is due to a low temperature in the belly. So even for digestion, fire is needed. In Krishna consciousness, we become aware that earth, water, fire, air, and every active principle, all chemicals and all material elements are due to Krishna. The duration of man's life is also due to Krishna. Therefore, by the grace of Krishna, man can prolong his life or diminish it. So, Krishna consciousness is active in every sphere. So, many a times people say that what is the lifespan of a person? How do you measure a lifespan of a person? So, how do you know how long they are going to live? So, there is a theory that the period of life of a person is measured with the number of breaths he will take. So, either you can take long breaths or either you can take short breaths. But let's say there are 100 breaths given to you. So, it is up to you how early you will finish it or how prolong you can do it. So how does this breath gets affected? So if you have noticed, if you're calm, you're happy, your breaths are longer. And if you're angry, you're anxious, your breaths are shorter. So this is the magic. So when you are more calm, more detached, or more happy, you will see you will live longer. Let's move to text 10. O son of Pratha, know that I am the original seed of all existences, the intelligence of the intelligent, and the prowess of all powerful men. Yes. Let's read the purport. Bijam means seed. Krishna is the seed of everything. There are various living entities, movable and inert. Birds, beasts, men, and many other living creatures are moving living entities. Trees and plants, however, are inert. They cannot move, but only stand. Every every entity is contained within the scope of 8.4 million species of life. Some of them are moving and some of them are inert. In all cases, however, the seed of their life is Krishna. As stated in Vedic literature, Brahman or the supreme absolute truth is that from which everything is emanating. Krishna is Para-Brahman, the supreme spirit. Brahman is impersonal and Para-Brahman is personal. Impersonal Brahman is situated in the personal aspect that is stated in Bhagwat Geeta. I repeat that. Impersonal Brahman is situated in the personal aspect. Yes, that is stated in Bhagwat Gita. Therefore, originally, Krishna is the source of everything. He is the root. As the root of a tree maintains the whole tree, Krishna, being the original root of all things, maintains everything in this material manifestation. This is also confirmed in Vedic literature, Katha Upanishad 2.2.30. In quotes, he is the prime eternal among all eternals. He is the supreme living entity of all living entities. And he alone is maintaining all life. One cannot do anything without intelligence. And Krishna also says that he is the root of all intelligence. Unless a person is intelligent, he cannot understand the supreme personality of Godhead Krishna. Yes. Okay. That is why we are very lucky that we have intelligence. Animals don't have intelligence, except for a few. And plants too definitely don't have. So when we are having the intelligence, we have the ability to understand and learn more about Krishna and elevate ourselves. Let's move to text 11. I am the strength of the strong, devoid of passion and desire. Like, I am the strength, but I don't have any passion or desire. But I'm so strong. I am sex life, which is not contrary to religious principles. A lord of the Bharatas, Arjun. Let's read the purport. The strong man's strength should be applied to protect the weak, not for personal aggression. Similarly, as life, according to religious principles, dharma should be for the propagation of children and not otherwise. The responsibilities of parents is then to make their offspring Krishna conscious. Yes. Let's move to text 12. Know that all states of being, be they of goodness, passion, or ignorance, are manifested by my energy. I am, in one sense, everything, but I am independent. I am not under the modes of material nature, for they, on the contrary, are within me. Yes. Let's read the purport. All material activities in the world are being conducted under the three modes of material nature. Although these material modes of nature are emanations from the Supreme Lord Krishna, he is not subject to them. That something that is within us cannot be us. It is a part of us, right? So if it is something within us, we are potent enough to create it any number of times, right? So that's what they are trying to say, that Krishna is different from its energy, right? If I have a material energy that I can transfer, then I am not that energy. I'm the person who transfers that energy, right? I'm the person who holds that energy. For instance, under the state laws, one may be punished, but the king, the lawmaker, is not subject to that law. Similarly, all the modes of material nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance, are emanations from the Supreme Lord Krishna. But Krishna is not subject to material nature. Therefore, he is nirgun, which means that these guns or modes, although issuing from him, do not affect him. This is one of the special characteristics of Bhagwan or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So beautifully explained. Let's read text 13. Deluded by the three modes, goodness, passion, and ignorance, the whole world does not know me, who, who am above the modes and inexhaustible. Yes. Let's read the purport. The whole world is enchanted by the three modes of material nature. Those who are bewildered by these three modes cannot understand that transcendental to this material nature is the Supreme Lord Himself. Yes. Every living entity under the influence of material nature has a particular type of body and a particular type of psychological and biological activities accordingly. Yes. So, because of this material nature or because of the influence of the material nature, the living entity manifests itself into a type of body and a type of living entity, and a type of. So, once the type of body is chosen, a type of karma yoga is bestowed, right? But now, all these material modes does not have any influence on the God. Hence, God doesn't take any body, correct? He doesn't take any body because it is not influence. It cannot influence the God, but it can influence us. It can influence part of God's particles of God, which is us, right? And this is also because of God's will, right? So there are four classes of men functioning in the three material modes of nature. So permutation combination 4 into 3. So 7 square probably. Yeah. So lot of modes, right? Four category of men functioning in three modes of nature. ये थ्री मोड्स ऑफ नेचर का भी प्रपोर्शन रहता है हर एक के लाइफ में और हर एक कैटेगरी में, करेक्ट? Oh God, is a fly gone. Let's read about that. Those who are purely in the mode of goodness are called Brahmins. Those who are purely in the mode of passion are called Kshatriyas. And those who are in the modes of both passion and ignorance are called Vaishyas. Those who are completely in ignorance are called Shudras. And those who are less than that are animals or animal life. Yes? So human में चार हैं, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishyas and Shudra. Vaishya has both passion and ignorance. And Shudra. Now Shudra के बाद जो भी है वो एनिमल्स है क्योंकि उन लोगों में इंटेलिजेंस है ही नहीं. So, however, these designations are not permanent. I may be either a Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or whatever. In any case, this life is temporary. But although life is temporary and we do not know what we are going to be in the next life, by the spell of this illusory energy, we consider ourselves in terms of this body conception or bodily conception of life. And we thus think that we are American, we are Indian, Russian, or Brahman, Hindu, Muslim, etc. And if we become entangled with the modes of the material nature, then we forget the Supreme Personality of Godhead who is behind all these modes. Yeah. So powerful. So Lord Krishna says that living entities deluded by these three modes of nature do not understand that behind the material background is the Supreme Personality of God. There are many different kinds of living entities, human beings, demigods, animals, etc. And each and every one of them is under the influence of material nature. And all of them have forgotten the transcendent personality of God. Those who are in the modes of passion and ignorance, that is Vaishyas, and even those who are in the mode of goodness, cannot go beyond the impersonal Brahman conception of the absolute truth. What is impersonal Brahman concept? That Brahma is not within us. It is somewhere. And it is like a Brahma Jyoti where we have to reach. Right? This is the concept of impersonal Brahman. Right? They are bewildered before the Supreme Lord in his personal feature, which possesses all beauty, opulence, knowledge, strength, fame, and renunciation. When even those who are in goodness cannot understand, what hope is there for those in passion and ignorance? Krishna consciousness is transcendental to all these three modes of material nature. Once you achieve Krishna consciousness, you can transcend across these modes. You can see people for who they are rather than seeing them as Muslim, Hindu. Right? That is the sight that we want. And those who are truly established in Krishna consciousness are actually liberated. They're actually free. They actually feel happy every day for just being, for just able to live. Right? Text 14. This divine energy of mind, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. Yes. Let's read the purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has innumerable energies, and all these energies are divine. Although the living entities are part of his energies and are therefore divine, due to contact with material energy, their original superior power is covered. So they always say, na, look within. Don't look outside. Because outside तो मैल ही है. Correct? Being thus covered by the material energy, one cannot possibly overcome its influence. Yes. As previously stated, both the material and spiritual natures, being emanations from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, are eternal. So I have noticed these things about people, when they reach certain designations, like I'm the CEO of the company, I've done so many things. They make everything look very concrete. ये मैंने किया, ये मैंने हुआ. Now everybody will remember कि ये इसने किया है, ये उसने किया है. And slowly he will gain attention, fame, respect, everything. But there are other people who do everything what that other person is doing. They also have the designations, but they never talk about it. They are very subtle. And you will never even notice if they said something and they left. They are very subtle. So one is subtle and one is very gross. जो हैमर हो जाता है दिमाग में. तो ये जो लोग हैं वो मटेरियल एनर्जी से बहुत अफेक्टेड है, क्योंकि उन्हें वो सब चाहिए. ये चाहिए, वो चाहिए, ऐसा चाहिए, वैसा, मेरे साथ ऐसा होना चाहिए. एंड दोज हु आर वेरी सटल, उनका यू समटाइम्स यू डोंट फील देयर प्रेजेंस आल्सो, बट दे आर देयर. They are highly liberated people and they are so soft, very soft, and they leave you very positive, right? The living entities belong to the eternal superior nature of the Lord, but due to contamination by the inferior nature, matter, their illusion is also eternal. The conditioned soul is therefore called Nitya Badha or eternally conditioned. Yeah? No one can trace out the history of his becoming conditioned at a certain date in material history. Yeah. Consecutively, his release from the clutches of material nature is very difficult, even though that material nature is an inferior energy, because material energy is ultimately conducted by the supreme will, which the living entity cannot overcome. Inferior material nature is defined herein as divine nature due to its divine connection and movement by the divine will. So even if you come out of the material clutches, it will continue to impact you unless there is a will from Supreme Personality of God. तो बोलते हैं ना, उनके मर्जी के खिलाफ एक पत्ता भी नहीं हिलता. तो ये वो कॉन्सेप्ट हम सीख रहे हैं. I'll repeat. Inferior material nature is defined herein as divine nature due to its divine connection and movement by the divine will. Being conducted by divine will, material nature, although inferior, acts so wonderfully in the construction and destruction of the cosmic manifestation. Yes. The Vedas confirm this as follows. Mayam tu prakritim vidyan mayi mayinam tu maheshwaram. Although Maya, that is illusion, is false or temporary, the background of Maya is the supreme magician, the personality of Godhead, who is Maheshwara, the supreme controller. This is from Shvetashvatara Upanishad 4.10. Another meaning of gun is rope. It is to be understood that conditioned soul is tightly tied by the ropes of illusion. A man bound by the hands and feet cannot free himself. He must be helped by a person who is unbound. Because the bound cannot help the bound, the rescuer must be liberated, right? If you are bound and even she is bound, then how will you get liberated? You need a person who is already liberated to free you also, correct? Therefore, only Lord Krishna or his bona fide representative, the spiritual master, can release the conditioned soul. Without such superior help, one cannot be freed from the bondage of material nature. Devotional service or Krishna consciousness can help one gain such release. Krishna, being the Lord of the illusory energy, can order this insurmountable energy to release the conditioned soul. He orders this release out of his causeless mercy on the surrendered soul and out of his paternal affection for the living entity, who is originally a beloved son of the Lord. Yes, हम सब बच्चे हैं खुदा के, है ना? तो खुदा is already having a fiduciary position of a parent who needs to take care of his sons or children, right? So yes, maybe he comes early or later, but he comes and he helps because he loves us. Therefore, surrender unto the lotus feet of the Lord is the only means to get free from the clutches of the stringent material nature. But unless you surrender yourself, how can he come to help you? You will not allow him to come to help you, right? Because you have not surrendered to him in true sense. Because this is the only way he can come. So unless you don't surrender unto him truly, it will be very difficult for him to come around you, right? So it needs two, right? It's not just you are going to the God, even he wants to come to you, right? Only then you can meet early, you can meet faster. The words Mam Eva are also significant. Mam means unto Krishna, it is Vishnu only, and not Brahma or Shiva, right? We see Brahma, Shiva, Vishnu, we say like this, but Mam Eva means surrendering it to Vishnu, not Brahma, not Shiva. Brahma, Shiva are material demigods. Yes. Although Brahma and Shiva are greatly elevated and are almost on the level of Vishnu, it is not possible for such reincarnations of Rajogun, is passion, and Tamogun, that is ignorance, to release the conditioned soul from the clutches of Maya. So Rajogun is Brahma and Tamogun is Shiv. So, but they are still in this passion and ignorance. They are not in goodness. So they cannot release. So only person who can release from the clutches of Maya is Vishnu. In other words, both Brahma and Shiva are also under the influence of Maya. Only Vishnu is the master of Maya. Therefore, he alone can give release to the conditioned soul. The Vedas Shvetashvatara Upanishad 3.8 confirm this in the phrase Tam eva viditva, or freedom is possible only by understanding Krishna. Even Lord Shiv affirms that liberation can be achieved only by the mercy of Vishnu. Lord Shiv also says Mukti Pradata Sarvesham Vishnur eva na samyash sam, samshaya. There is no doubt that Vishnu is the deliverer of liberation for everyone. Yes. This is a long one, so we'll do it tomorrow. Text 15 is 4 pages. So we'll do that tomorrow. So let's end here with Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Let's do some Radha Jap. Radha, Shri Radha, Radha, Shri Radha, Radha, Shri Radha.